A CPAC crew followed the federal MP for Lanark-Carleton, Ian Murray, on a visit to his riding, located 40 minutes southwest of Ottawa, to examine the extent of damage caused by spring flooding.
I'm now with Ian Murray. Mr. Murray is an MP for Lanark-Carleton. Mr. Murray, bonjour.
Bonjour.
How are you today?
Well, I'm well. It's been a little hectic because of this flooding problem in the riding, which has really thrown off my schedule, but other than that, very well, thanks.
So just to let everybody know, we're going near the Corral Center shortly, so we are on the highway.
That's right. We're on our way from Ottawa. I was going out to the Lanark-Highlands area in my riding, but right now we're just essentially entering Lanark-Carleton, and this is the city of Canada, and as you see on your left, the Corral Center. Probably going there tonight for a hockey game, in fact. The Senators are trying to keep their playoff hopes alive.
So, tell me a bit about your riding. What, like there's Canada, is there any big other cities in your riding?
Well, this is the only actual city. The riding itself is made up of the city of Canada, the township of West Carleton, which has a number of small villages, and then all of Lanark County, and some people will be familiar with towns like Smiths Falls, Perth, Carleton Place, Almont, Pakenham. So it's very diverse. I mean, we have Canada as the high-tech capital of Canada, known as Silicon Valley North. We have a lot of farms. In Lanark County, there are a number of lakes with cottages on them, and as we'll see today, some rivers which are quite swollen as a result of the rapid snowmelt. And
are these small rivers or big rivers?
Well, the Mississippi River is a good size, and the river that is causing problems in Lanark, where we're going today, the village of Lanark, is the Clyde River. And then we get right down to a river like the Carp River, which we're going to drive over, and you'll see that that's flooded as well, although that's normally not much larger than a good-sized ditch most of the year, and almost dries up in the summer in some places. But it's almost like a lake in areas today. So
tell me about your day. How did your day start? Because right now you're in a suit. We're going towards your home.
Yeah,
I guess the end of the day will change a lot.
Well, I hadn't planned originally on the day ending up like this, and I started off in the morning. We had an 8 o'clock breakfast at the regional headquarters, Ottawa Carleton regional headquarters, to honor the young people who have been taking part in a federal program to clear up the mess left by the ice storm. And in fact, one of the people there, Shirley Fulton-Dugal from Fulton's Pancake House in my riding up near Pakenham, was one of the people who had helped through that program to help clean up her sugar bush. So it's a little ironic that on a day when we're honoring people who are helping clean up from the ice storm, that I'm going back out to an area that was one of the hardest hit in the ice storm. That is Lanark-Highlands. During the ice storm, there was an awful lot of talk of problems in Eastern Ontario and Quebec, but the media seemed to ignore that part of Lanark County that was without power for a couple of weeks. They had no phones in almost the whole area for at least a week.
And why do you think the media kind of
well, perhaps it's because there were no phones, and it was hard to get in touch with anybody. But later on, a week or two into the disaster, they realized that area had been very hardly hit, and we had several hundred soldiers in there helping at the time.
And we'll see them back today?
And they're on their way back again. It's something they hadn't planned to do, I'm sure, when they're leaving after cleaning up from the ice storm. But I guess the good thing about this group of soldiers is that they're also veterans of the Red River flood. So
in Winnipeg.
In Winnipeg, and they're going to know how to pile up sandbags, I'm sure.
So have you talked with the councillors in the Lanark municipalities and all that?
I was able to get a hold of the Reeve, Larry McDermott, and we'll meet him this afternoon. But he was in a meeting at the Mississippi Valley Conservation Authority office, which coincidentally is in the village of Lanark, so it's handy to where the problems are. And I know he's just been kept jumping with this. He was very good during the ice storm, very quick to get things organized in his township, as were really all of the municipal leaders. I think that's one of the lessons from that disaster, was that the local authorities can be very effective in organizing relief efforts.
So can we say that they were ready for this one?
I don't think you're ever ready for something like this. I mean, if you're watching your basement fill up with water, it's the last thing you expected after previous problems with the ice storm. But at least there's a group of people who work together, and even the armed forces made a lot of good friends in this area when they came, and some of them I hope will be the same people who were here earlier. So I think we're probably better prepared. In terms of emergency planning generally, those municipalities that didn't have emergency plans learned that those who did have plans were far better off and were able to cope much easier.
Do you think people that were touched the first time by the ice storm have you met with, have you talked with them so far?
I've not talked to anybody yet who's been affected by the flooding. I really only found out about it yesterday, and that was on the news. And like most people, I hear the news first from the media. And it's not that I'm able to go out and help bail out the basements or even put up sandbags right now, so I can't be helpful that way, but I do have a responsibility to make sure that everything that can be done from the federal level at least is done.
So we're going to your riding for those reasons?
That's right. I mean, this is serious. There's no question, and people are very worried, and they need help. And it's nice that we're in a position to provide that help. Again, it's the human resources, the armed forces that come through again, and we're just fortunate we have soldiers not that far away. They're coming from Petawawa, and I believe some of them are there already. So that's a real comfort.
So to go back a bit with the what happened in Lanark, tell us about like when have you, like you told us that you were not sure, you saw it last night on the news like everybody else. Do you know if the people of Lanark have been talking with the armies before that, or was it in the last hours?
Is about 11:30 last night, I think. The municipal officials were in touch with the army. And I assume they went through the emergency measures organization of the province to do this. Again, the federal government tends to respond to requests from lower levels of government or any of these disaster relief programs. So it was, as I say, last night they were called, and when I talked to Reeve McDermott at about, I think 10:30, 11 o'clock this morning, there are already soldiers who had arrived. So it's a pretty quick service.
How bad it is it so far? What happened? How many people are outside of their houses?
I don't know that yet. And reports are coming in from other areas such as Dalhousie Lake. There's a village called McDonald's Corners near there, and apparently people are quite concerned about the level of the water in Dalhousie Lake. And also, just listening to the radio this morning, there's apparently concerns about Almont, which is not very far from where we are right now. It's about 10 minutes down the road here. And yesterday, the highway leading between Almont and Pakenham was washed out. Now, this is the Carp River. If you look over at this farm on your right,
yes, we'll go there shortly.
You'll see what looks almost like a lake. This is the village of Carp we're driving into right now. And all this flooding is the Carp River flooding its banks. You might be able to get an idea of just how small the Carp River is when we get closer, but this does not look at all like the Carp River normally. And you can see it on both sides of the road as well.
So you were telling me earlier that people, when they build coral standard, tell me that story again with the canoe.
There were some environmental concerns about putting the roadway in and the effect it might have on the Carp River and any of the species, fish living in it. And I believe it was during the summer, which obviously is when the river is very low. Now, this looks like a good-sized river here, but it's as I said, about the size of a large ditch most of the year. But because of this environmental concern, some people wanted to prove that it was a navigable river, which would have put it in a different category for environmental protection. So they tried to take a canoe down the length of the river, but found that it was possible. So obviously on a day like today, if you had a canoe, you could
have fun today.
You could probably go quite far on the Carp River.
So now we're going to your home in Carp.
That's right.
And because I guess you're going to change.
Yeah, I think it's wise not to go out there in a suit and in leather shoes today. So I'd just like to be prepared. I found that during the ice storm as well. In fact, when you're in a disaster area and everybody else is dressed, you know, the way people are when they're trying to
save their homes or save their life. Yeah.
I find you look a little silly walking around in a suit.
And I guess helpless.
And helpless too. Yeah. It's, I mean, I'd be very happy to pitch in and help sandbag. I mean, that's something I would be pleased to do.
So what are your expectations today? What are you doing? Do you expect to do, like, to work on the sandbags or to...
No, I don't expect to do that. I really want to see what the situation is, so I have a good understanding. Again, check and make sure that the help that is required from the armed forces is available, and to see if there's anything that I can do to provide further assistance. Again, it's always after a disaster is over that you recognize maybe what you need in terms of cleaning up and looking after damages. But
is it the first time it's happening that bad?
The first time there's been a flood that bad?
Yeah.
The first I can remember, but I don't go back, 50 years or anything here, so I imagine there's been flooding in the past. You see some trees here, so from the ice storm that are...
No, people are cleaning the trees, and here they are in the water.
Yeah. No, I imagine there are cycles in nature which lead to this flooding every once in a while, but it's been an unusual winter. I think a strange spring as well here.
Do you think you can do something as an MP for your people?
Well, the first thing is it's important to be seen there, and that's one lesson I've learned as a politician. When you think sometimes that there's nothing you can do, and therefore there's no point in going and getting in the way. The fact is, people do want to see you and want to know that you're aware of what they're going through, and if there's something you can do to help them, that you'll do it.
Okay, so, and what's next? Next we'll meet with the, I guess we'll go in Lanark and we'll meet with whom?
I'm meeting Larry McDermott, who's the reeve of Lanark-Carleton, it's the name of the township.
Okay.
So that's
we'll
about a 45-minute drive.
Okay, right. And we'll see from there.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Get away with that, Rowan. Our gang's on the move in again.
Well, it's good to have you back.
Oh, boy. You know what?
You had nothing to do.
We were all on holidays trying to make up for the Christmas holidays that we missed.
So this called you last night. It was around...
About 2 o'clock this morning.
2 o'clock this morning.
You know, we got to watch it on TV again, watching the bridge go by. And
but at least you knew your way here. Didn't have to ask directions.
No, we didn't. You know, and it's fast and furious this time.
Yeah.
We all, as soon as we started seeing it on the TV there, what was it, Monday? We started packing up and packing up, just waiting for the phone call, and off we went.
Well, we're glad you're here.
I was just told that half our brigade just got headed off to Huntsville, too.
I heard that. Apparently about 500 altogether, and now we're looking maybe 200 here.
We're probably going to have about 250 around here.
50.
We're just, I'll show you what we just did. Scattered off.
So the road is actually just completely covered with water there, right?
It's not too bad. The problem is that the shoulder, they don't trust the shoulder.
Oh, right.
So they don't want it to cave in. Now the bridge, the water's not up over the bridge.
Okay.
But it's right to that funnel.
Yeah.
And the poor lady's house, she's got some sort of store right on the edge. They've sandbagged all around there trying to keep her house from going, but there's 2 right in the water, right at the bridge.
That's a shame.
The bridges are all out if you went back up to 511.
Yep.
Cedarville, French Lake, Jones Lake, and Flower Station.
You can't get through there, right?
Not right now, I don't think. The RCD battle group that's going to stage out of here is going to go into there.
Okay.
The RCHA battle group, we're going to come down into here. As you see right now, this road's cut off here. Yeah. The bridge right downtown's cut off. And I'm going to meet all my gang when they come down the road here, not too soon from now. And I'm going to send 1 complete unit right down to McDonald's Corners.
Yeah, because they're a little worried there.
They are?
Yeah.
And
Dalhousie Lake there is getting pretty high.
So our firing battery's going to go into there. Our composite company's going to come right into Lanark. We're going to deploy right off the bat to start sandbagging inside town. And the other unit's going to go straight down into Perth and stage out of there.
Well, be happy to see you again down in Perth, I guess.
It was too easy to find places to go this time. You know, just start meeting up all the old people.
That's
and,
right.
Hey, here we go.
Well, it hasn't been that long.
No.
Well, look, we're going to head off. I've got to go see Larry McDermott there at the township offices, but it's good to see you again.
Downstairs right in the basement.
Are
They'll probably be waiting for you.
Back in the command center there. Okay. Well, thanks a lot for doing this.
Sure, sir. Yeah. Okay, I'm here. Let's head up to Highway 8.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Hi. Is Larry downstairs, you know? Oh. So you're here helping out, Dave?
Yeah.
No generators this time, though,
No,
eh?
no generators. No generators, no.
Oh.
He may be in the basement. If you
Yeah, okay, we'll go downstairs take a look. Well, I told him I'd be here around 2, but we held up it with the washed out road there. So. Anyway, we'll go look for him. Thanks. Oh, it's a familiar scene. Hi. Yeah, Ian Murray. Hi, good to see you. Yeah, I've got CPAC following me around. If you're wondering about the cameras.
Will I go and get you the reeve?
Well, yeah, I told Larry I'd be here around 2, so I'm a little late actually.
This is Paul Snyder.
I don't know if anybody knows where Larry is actually.
Murray.
Yeah. Hi, Paul. Sure. Good to see you. This looks so familiar.
I know.
I'm Wendy
Yeah, Wendy. Hi.
Mississippi Valley Conservation.
And this is
You've been
Paul
like,
Leland, Mississippi
oh
Valley.
sure, yeah, Paul. You've been man in the news lately too. Must be on the radio. Well, it's not that. Oh, I forgot the generator boxes piled up. You never know. So when did they close the road today?
This one down here a very short time ago.
Oh, did they?
Yes, yeah. And the McDonald's corridor, the army's here.
Yeah, we bumped into them. In fact,
And this is the MNR.
these are all MNR people here, are they?
This is our
Ian Murray.
Ian Murray, for instance.
How you doing? Oh. Yeah.
I'm Randy Reed with the MO.
Hi, Randy.
Hi. Been proud. Hi.
And this is the O.P.P. office.
Keep them in the corner there, right?
Yeah. So top.
I'll go say hello to them anyway. Hi, Ian Murray. How are you? Good, thanks. How are you? Good. Oh, that hat won't do you much good in the rain, will it? Well, I'm going to cover for it. Yeah. Well, I guess you were the first ones on the scene pretty well this time around. It wasn't so much the firemen we needed, I guess. More the police trying to figure out what kind of emergency we had.
Well, not really. We just helped the township with one evacuation a couple of nights ago, and
That was what it is.
there's only been 2, so.
Yeah, how many houses are affected? I mean, people actually flooded out.
Dalhousie Lake is the majority of the people that are sandbagging, I believe, are on Dalhousie Lake. 60 homes there, apparently. So.
Yeah, there's a bed at lunchtime in Ottawa, and there's a fellow there who has a cottage on Dalhousie Lake, so I guess he
One of our officers lives on Dalhousie Lake. Just moved there.
doesn't know what to expect when he gets
First year he's been there.
Really?
Yeah, through this.
Well, it's normally a beautiful spot, but I guess it could be a real mess. So that the water hasn't any damage there yet. There's still
I don't
sandbags.
know. I haven't seen it. You'd have to talk to these conservation people or the M&R, or the lead ministry, I guess, that they would have those answers for you. The bridge up here is all I'm concerned with at the moment.
Just as a detour there.
Did you?
Yeah. Did you paint the red arrows?
No.
They're well done, anyway.
Arrows?
Yeah, showing us where to go. On the
Really?
detour. Yeah.
Never saw them.
No, they're
It's been done since I've been here, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Take care.
Thank you. Oh, it is nice to be back, I guess. How are you doing? How you doing? Pretty good. I just thought you'd come and see what a real flood looks like.
Okay, well,
You probably hadn't had the tables put away from last time, right?
not really, I guess. We're just getting in set up. We're waiting for Bell to bring in some extra lines, and the Army's out doing an assessment. We expect to have that at 3:30, and preliminary information is that we've done a pretty good job right here in the village. Some concerns up in Dalhousie Lake. We'll find out what they are.
That's what I'm hearing. People are pretty nervous there.
Yeah. So,
And that was a while ago they were saying they're concerned. So, where are the sandbags coming from? Is the Army bringing those?
no, the M&R people provided sandbags, and they're being bagged up at McDonald's Corners and some other location. I'm not sure which one, Ian.
If they have enough volunteers.
Right now, we're in pretty good shape. Eileen? Oh, you've met Eileen?
Sure.
Yeah, Larry's coming. He's gone to lunch.
Yes,
He's on his way back.
Well, he's allowed to eat sometimes.
No, we're not allowed to eat on this job.
But you must feel like full-time emergency people now, eh? After...
What did we do wrong?
Long ago.
I went down to Florida in February and went through 4 disasters.
In Florida.
Tornado disasters, yeah.
You're in that, were you?
Yeah. So I've had 3 solid months of it.
You don't want to stay home or leave. Which is worse.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, so Larry has a new title.
Yeah,
Chief Emergency Coordinator.
yeah.
We all got new titles today.
I made up the title, so I put emergency coordinator, you see, over there. And come to find out, he says, that's my title. I said, okay, we'll give you a new one. So we made him chief.
Sure. So if we were to walk down the street right now, in Lanark, would we see much in terms of damage? Or,
You might see a little bit down by the bridge here. You can't go over the bridge. It's been closed off for pedestrian safety. But you could walk down there. Oh, yes.
The restaurant and...
No, I think there is 2 families that have moved out of their houses just before the bridge. One is a business, actually, and I think the other is a home. They've moved out because of water in. We had to shut the power down, so...
So you're in pretty good shape though, in terms of help with the Army and that, are you?
As far as I know, we're in great shape. We've got tremendous volunteers from all the surrounding communities, Osgood, Perth, they're all coming. Smith Falls have come in and back with.
I just bumped into Brian Costello. He dropped in to offer Carlton Place to help, I guess.
But the Army's nice to see, and we thank you very much.
Oh, it's just so strange because when we stopped to take the detour, the chap who was there was one that I recognized right away, from last time. And I think the last day they were here, we'd had a little ceremony in Carlton Place, and he was one of the few who were there. We did the official goodbye to them. Expect to see them back maybe for a holiday in the summer, but not this soon.
They came in here. I said, this is where the emergency coordination is. All of a sudden, 2 of the Army guys disappeared, and I thought, well, where'd they go to? An hour later, I found out that they'd just taken over their old facilities upstairs in the library. They're all set up just the way they were.
Tell us, we know our way.
So I guess you were not down here the first time. During the ice storm, you were in the library?
No, upstairs. It was upstairs most of the time.
Upstairs, yeah. In the boardroom.
Okay. And you decided this time to make it downstairs, and that's why they went up there?
Yeah. This is why we try to keep this just for the workers here. I don't know how you guys got in.
Oh, well, just walk
I'm only kidding. But it's quieter for us. There's less public running around and so on and so forth. So it's a little more organized. And
any sense of how much longer the, I mean, I guess they're talking about the river cresting, and then after that it's...
Well, M&R gave us a rundown on this morning, and of course this is partially guesswork, I guess, on their part, or educated guess, and they're looking at peaking on the Clyde River today sometime, and probably a week to recede back to normal.
So that whole week is just so dangerous. I mean, the bridge could be blocked off for a few days at least.
Yeah. One of the concerns is the ice is now loose in Dalhousie Lake. That's one, and that's what I expect. We'll get some information on that at the 3:30 briefing.
Yeah, I'm no expert on ice flows, but I imagine it can do the same sort of thing we saw it doing in Quebec, where it comes smashing through, maybe even the sandbags.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know this, but the colonel upstairs was telling me that they sandbag differently for ice than they do for water. I don't know what that means, whether there's more sandbags or they lay them a different way. But up in Dalhousie Lake, it's a real concern for the ice damage.
You say the colonel's at Stuart Pier, is up there?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Go say hello to him.
Yeah, he's up on the 3rd floor, sir. Yeah.
Again. Well, I didn't know we'd be seeing all the same faces again, but welcome back.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Well, it's, we're back.
Yeah.
Someone called, we're here.
Yeah.
This is Captain Tim Young, my operations
We
officer.
met too. How you do? Good to see you again.
Last time we saw each other was in Carleton Place,
saying goodbye.
summing up the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fellow on the corner of the detour was there as well. I can't recall his name, but as soon as I saw his face.
I said, oh yeah, I've seen that face before.
Yeah.
Oh, my RSM, Mr. Tattersall.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You're set up in Perth as well, eh?
We're just putting our logistics tail in Perth.
Okay.
There's no work that needs to be done down there as far as we can tell right now. No one's asked. And we're
used to working out of there.
It was like old home week. I called up the county or the city administrator or town administrator in Perth. Said, hi, we're back. And he said, let us see what we can do for you.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the old story. I mean, apparently every town's been offering help around here.
Again, we find that folks are pretty self-reliant, and they're teaming together as a community, and by and large, it looks like the major issues are being dealt with well, and by and large by community effort. Those volunteer fire departments kicked in again.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
They learned something, I guess.
Yeah.
Last time, it's a well-oiled machine now when it comes to emergencies.
Yeah. So we're concentrating our efforts here in the village, and it looks like the need here is not acute. We'll throw some extra labor to help where it's required, and out at McDonald's Corners is really where the bulk of the work looks like it needs to be done.
That's what I'm hearing. A lot of sandbagging to be done there.
Yeah.
So how many soldiers do you have?
In the Highlands, we'll have 200 to 250.
Okay.
And that includes our...
Some up to Huntsville, apparently?
My brigade commander, General Hillier, he's got a recce party headed up that way now, and they're doing a needs assessment there as well, because apparently their need out there is pretty acute.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. No,
it was news to us on the road. Yeah.
Wow.
So we go where we're pulled.
Yeah. Did you have a bit of a holiday? I mean, did you get some time off after?
You're not gonna believe it, but a lot of us got called in off of leave for this, because we're at the end of March is our end of year leave.
Okay.
And we must use it, so we were all using it. We got the call.
This is fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Every time we go on leave, the phone rings.
Well, at least you got waterfront here, for your leave.
This is easier to deal with than the last one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I imagine for some people who are really affected with the flooding, it's worse. The aftermath.
Yeah.
Anyone that's had a flooded basement.
Well, I was asked by others, the film crew was through, and they said, how does this compare with Winnipeg? And I said, well, with the Manitoba flood, I said, well, frankly, the magnitude was different, but the personal tragedy for the homeowner is no different.
Sure, water's water.
And your home's your home.
Yeah.
So we're out there working with the homeowners, and we'll help where we can.
That's good. Well, it's good to have you back with Payette. I know you got to
they're arriving
here. And,
they're arriving.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good to see you again. Yeah. Well, I'm going to track down the Reeve
know what you might like to do is just take, Kevin, can I get a second with you here? What might be useful is just to walk down to the bottom of the hill and see what you can see there, and come back. I think you've an opportunity for some, to record the Clyde anyway. It's up pretty high. It's around the house, and actually the bridge has been closed off.
So we can walk up there, right?
You can walk up there, take 15 minutes, and then I'll be more than ready to go at that point.
Okay.
Okay? Or would you prefer that I went with you?
It doesn't matter. Whatever's, I mean, you're much busier
I'm going to go with,
right now.
I'll go with you. Why don't,
I'm swamped here. I've made arrangements for Bailey Bridges, and I'll go back down and check with my crew downstairs. We've got people going in every direction here.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just take a minute with you. Maybe then, Ian, just as soon as you come back, then we'll go from there. Sure. That'll give you a start. In fact, I'm going to get your advice, in terms of where we should go. Now, transportation-wise,
I've got a car.
You've got a car. Okay.
I haven't got any at all.
Yeah. All right. So
we'll just wander down and take a look at the
bridge.
Here, the bridge,
Sure. Yeah, you'll
come back.
You'll get an eyeful.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. See you shortly.
We'll see you shortly.
Guess we can walk down here. Sorry.
So tell us about what it is normally, where we're going, and how is it normally?
Well, this is the main street of Lanark, and again, Lanark's a small community, only 800 people, I believe, in the village. So we're going down what's normally a very busy road, particularly in the summertime, because you do have a lot of tourists around here.
So what do you expect?
What do I expect? I expect to see the water up pretty high. Yes, I'm not sure which buildings they were referring to that have been actually flooded, so I have no idea what to expect there. But I can already see from here the water rushing pretty quickly. But it's like any other river. If you haven't seen it in the summertime, it's hard to imagine what it normally looks like. This is, normally it's a pretty slow, meandering river. And this is a raging torrent right now.
Looks like it.
Yeah. Well, it's not too bad, huh? Okay, well, this is the house that the business that was in the paper, the local paper this morning, and I don't think anybody would argue that that's not flooded. It's pretty sad. We have sandbagging all along here. Sandbags holding? Good, how are you? It's a mess, isn't it?
Wow, wow.
Have you ever seen it anywhere near like this before?
Not me, no. No, they say the bridge is found, but it's just that some of these houses or buildings let go. That would be the danger. So the policeman said.
I mean, actually be swept away? And then that could take a chunk out of the bridge, I guess? And,
I guess. And he said there'd be a lot of people doing the breaststroke.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm no expert on floods, but it does look pretty scary. I mean, there's a lot of force in that water. You can tell by watching it.
Wow, wow.
So I guess here in the village streets, building, they're actually pumping out as well, aren't they?
Yeah. First time I've actually been close to the sandbags.
Yeah. Is your house nearby?
No. We're from Pakenham. No, we just came to see.
Yes. Like a lot of people, I think. I suspect.
Yeah. Lots of onlookers.
Hey.
Oh, how are you?
Well, thanks. How are you?
Another son of the head.
Well, another experience for the
I was here when I was here 50 or every year was 51 or something. The big fire was here.
Big fire.
There's a big fire here in 51.
Okay, that's the year I was born, so I missed the fire.
Well, Frank Ryan, CFRA, you know, he was going, he was a big promoter. And well, we were here lots of times since, but I knew the speech, so I could hardly place where the song is and everything.
Quite a sight, eh?
Yeah.
Well, they're talking about the river cresting today, so maybe it won't get any higher than this.
I wish you couldn't get me a bag of feed, though, when I'm here.
Well, just I'll hold my pants, you hold my shoes for me, and I'll wander over. I've got my boots in the car, but I wouldn't even try that without hip waders.
No, I'll warn you, because somebody's might
crawl down under the bridge if I tried to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder how long it has been this high, you know? When did they close the bridge?
I think just today. I think that's what the sergeant was saying inside there.
Well, we saw the feed mill. Well, it's on the paper, yeah. Today's paper. It's
That's the shop that was in the...
Right? I think, yeah, and yeah, that was in the paper.
Not too many gifts sold today.
Oh, it's a shame. I mean, she hasn't had the business that long. And that's very discouraging.
Yeah, it's hard to...
It gives an idea of how high the water is.
Okay, this is a bridge. That's pretty good.
I don't know if one can even get a cup of coffee in Lanark today.
I don't know. I think you probably can. I'm going to wander over and see the other side of the road here, I think.
Yeah, you find someone nice?
Check out the view from there. Hi. Yeah, it wouldn't take much more to be over the road.
So this is going to be a lot of media coming over, eh?
Oh, I see Jerry Winks here.
Yeah.
Well, they worry about pedestrians, they said, although I'm not sure why I'd be concerned right now. Although, apparently the house could go. Yeah, I think we should go back. All right, sure. Ian Murray.
Wayne Rockman.
This is, because you're worried about pedestrians, is it more than vehicular traffic on this, or?
Well, what's happening, the engineer is advised to shut it down just for safety sake more than anything else.
Yeah, the one on the cross street saying that there's some fear the house could actually go floating down the river. And
my understanding is the bridge is structurally sound. It's just that if any of these units give way and there's people on the bridge, it could cause a problem.
Right.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
They would just keep people off the bridge in the event that something does happen.
Right.
And it's only a short distance around, so it's not a colossal problem that way.
There's a lot of water on this side every time.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of backfill coming in from the back end, but
always something. Eh?
Mother Nature can be very cruel.
Any of the businesses being affected at all?
Well, I just got here. I think you'll have to maybe talk with Sergeant Forrester. He's the lad at the command post. He's got
I wrote him earlier.
Yeah, he's got all the information. My job right here is just to make sure that nobody enters the bridge from this side.
Well, I'm not going to try it. Yeah, don't get too windy.
Have a good day.
I think we'll head back to the township office. No fishing from the bridge, Corey. Oh, they're badly flooded there. Okay.
And the water was here, I believe, somewhere around where we're standing.
So it's gone down a bit then?
Yes.
Wow. So yesterday it was higher?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me, where's the road? Where's the road that way? Yeah, I've never been here.
Roughly like the hydro line. It'll go out here and take it. It swings up. See that yellow sign way up
So
there?
we take a left turn, pretty much.
Yeah, way up around there. And there's.
Is there any houses on the other side?
Yep. There's 3 families still in there actually.
Oh, they are not evacuated yet?
And they didn't want to be?
No, they would not leave.
So are they okay for food and
they're fine.
water?
We're assisting that way, right, Corey?
Yes, we are. Yep.
So are you taking stuff in by boat to them?
Yep, I'm up here and across.
We're also bringing food to people up in Flower Station, Clyde Forks, as of today.
Okay. How are you getting in there, Larry?
There's, 5 or 10 ton truck, and it's having to go through some water. Let's see, this would be from along the north shore of Joe's Lake. Yeah, not really advisable to go in there with anything but a large truck at this stage, which gives us concern as far as emergency services are concerned. In fact, there's a fire station at Thurlow, which is about 3/4 of a mile from Joe's Lake, but on the wrong side of the bridge. So Darling Township Fire Department is on standby to provide fire service if it's required.
What could be the need? Because we see, it seems a bit odd. We see so many water. Why would we need those services?
You mean, why would we need the fire services with so much water?
Yes.
Well, I can tell you the very first day, let's see, it would have been Monday, I was called out at midnight, and in the course of fighting the flood, pumping basements, etc., a fire started in the home right where we were working. You know, it can happen for a variety of reasons, and or for that matter, if you need an ambulance, you know, obviously health issues can arise at any time. And I just met with the ambulance coordinator and showed him the roads that are in poor shape and showed him alternate routes. But we've set up a communication system to ensure that he has a moment-by-moment assessment. Anytime we hear a road has either been upgraded or downgraded, we'll let him know. But it's not anywhere near normal. We're having to take very different routes than what we would customarily take if we have emergency services, particularly in the northern part of the township.
How's your life since a couple of days now?
The hours of sleep have been shortened.
You're working at night, huh?
Yes. Yeah. The first night, I was just going to bed at midnight, and got the call, and we were out till about 5. And when I say we, George Braithwaite was called out too. I don't know what kind of hours Corey and others are keeping, but I suspect similar hours.
Well, George would be on the radio quite often.
Yes.
I thought maybe you were on holidays because I didn't
Yesterday
hear
was my 50th birthday. And
happy birthday. Belated happy birthday.
And I stole away for a little while.
That explains it then.
Yeah.
George did well, though.
Yes, yes.
I'm no road expert, but maybe, Corey, you know, once the waters do recede and looking at the surface on this road, I imagine there's a fair amount of repairs to be done to it. Or do you hope it'll just be
I think it'll
back
be just
to
cleanup of debris and stuff.
It's not going to wash away a lot of the sand.
Well, that is a big concern for us, though. There are other bridges that, before the waters recede, could easily create structural damage. If that occurs, and we're talking big dollars.
Are we talking about the bridge down the road, down the main road?
That's definitely in jeopardy. If that house goes, which is a high probability, that could destroy the bridge. We've also got 4 other bridges we're monitoring. There's 2 or 3 of those bridges where there's water flowing around either side of them. I'm not an engineer, but engineers have told me that they're, depending on the drop, etc., along the flow of water, it can create certain pressures, and very quickly it can take a bridge out.
How many bridges are closed in this area? I heard 4 last time.
There's now 5.
Now 5? How many people were evacuated? Do you know?
There's very few people that are evacuated, although some of them, you take this situation,
They
you know,
could be, but they are
people,
still at home.
the nest, you know, is better than, you know, as long as they're up high, even though they've lost their mobility, they trust what, and as long as they're getting food and the essentials, they'll stay put. Although I know of some people who are visiting other people who are stranded, and there's somebody that was trying to get back to Toronto. He just came up for the weekend, and his visit was extended.
Yeah, long way. Okay, so what are we going to see
go
next?
see another
Yep.
spot?
Yep. Let's keep going. You can certainly see the shape these homes are in. And, you know, you're asking about the bridges and the damage, but it's obvious. You know, there'll be a lot of damage to these homes.
I never saw that myself, and I don't think a lot of people saw that before. Like, it's something to... funny, I was saying to Mr. Murray, it's funny to something to see it on TV, something else to see it for yourself.
That's right.
And I think that's what a lot of people of your town realize.
Oh, absolutely. There are issues that, again, that don't come to mind for me when I watch the television reports of Winnipeg or Saguenay, and that's you get contamination of wells. And you can destroy your septic systems. All those, you know, all those issues are something that you don't think of immediately. But in other words, to restore property back to original state in situations like this, it's going to take quite an effort.
I'm quite sure you were not prepared for that, because I don't think we can be ready for that. But are you ready to support your people now? Do you think you'll be able to get out of there?
Well, we'll make sure that in terms of their own safety, yes, you know, we're monitoring things very closely, and I think we have the capacity to address those needs. It's more the property damage issue afterwards. That's something that's
in a week or two.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be the
Are they
real
insured?
challenge.
Is there any money for them?
Often people, their insurance is limited. To get a package that includes flooding, as if you're anywhere near water, is extremely difficult. I would expect that very few people in this area and in the other areas that we're going to see will have insurance.
You know, if I don't know if it's the federal government or the municipal government is planning on supporting them. Have you heard anything so far?
Well, we'll talk.
Yeah, I'm sure we will be talking. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's a formula for all that, for disaster relief, and again, we're now very used to the formula, I think, Larry.
I'm a little afraid of the formula.
That's right, it hasn't worked perfectly for you, but...
Oh, no?
Well, no, just some question about the way money was divided up in Lanark County after the ice storm.
Actually, my concern in this particular situation is because it isn't a broad-based disaster. Then you get into the, you know, do we start from scratch with this disaster, or can it be seen as essentially an extension of the problems that we already have? If it can't be, then I believe it's the $12 million formula kicks in.
Right, $1 per person.
Yes.
Yeah. You should have worn the boots. Yeah, you can see how close it is here.
So, Corey, could you tell me, was the water that close yesterday, do you know, or?
I haven't been up. This is my first trip up
here? Okay.
Yeah. Larry could answer that maybe a little bit.
What's the question?
Was the water that high before, or is it?
That's higher.
It was higher.
Oh,
it is higher.
no, it's not going down.
Okay.
No.
Where is it far? How far is it usually?
Well, a good example is it's out there quite a ways. That's basically a rock retainer wall that you can see. So then it drops off from there.
So about a good, I don't know.
Oh, it's
20 feet.
Well, in terms of the vertical,
No.
right?
Okay.
Okay.
If you want
The
to go that
vertical
way,
is you know, it's 2-3 feet high, higher than you know.
Normal.
Yeah.
Who would
We're
have done
very
the
close
sandbag?
right now. The reading, this would have been done by people in the neighborhood.
Volunteers?
Yeah, by volunteers.
Volunteer firemen.
This level right here is okay. The elevation that's considered the 100 is 158. This is very close to that point right now.
Hello.
Hi, Barbara. Do you mind us showing it? And Barbara, this is Ian Murray, our MP, who's out to
Hi, Barbara.
I have to get my boots.
Oh. Okay.
Are you living here?
No.
No. Neighbors?
Grandchildren.
Oh. So, what do you think of that?
I don't know.
You don't know? It's horrible. Oh, is it the first time you see that?
Yes.
Were you coming anyway, or are you just here because of the water?
Well, we were coming anyway, but then we decided to spend the night last night to help out.
Oh, that's good. Well, every hand helps, I guess. Well, this is fun, eh?
Not fun.
How's the basement?
Basement? Well, it's all right now. It's all cleared out.
Yeah. How was it yesterday?
Well, I flooded Monday night. Nobody else flooded Monday. I flooded Monday.
Probably the first one.
So this has gone down a bit, has it?
Nope.
Is it still coming up?
It hasn't moved. It's still exactly at the same level it was yesterday morning.
Now, what are they telling you about the ice? And there's a lot of ice out there. What effect does that have, do you know?
Well, I hope it's not creating more water. If we ever get heavy winds,
We've got winds that started smashing.
we're always on the prevailing end of the winds. And if the ice ever broke up, and it's usually way out there, but I'll have it probably through the windows.
So what do you expect? Do you think it's going to get worse or?
Worse?
Yeah.
I don't think it's over. I don't think we're even started yet.
Have you made some plans?
That's about as far as I can go right now.
It's a day-by-day situation. So had your neighbors out helping with the sandbags?
It was mostly, yes, my family and my two sons, and they each brought friends. And my two neighbors on the lake, they had half-ton trucks. We had no help from anybody else. It was just, there was nobody here to help us. It was only us.
Did you be able to hold that by yourself and your family?
Eight men. Yeah. 8 men, eight young men. Yeah. I had absolutely no help. None.
Your communication is still good, like the phone and all that? Yeah.
But I'm hurting. This is my home. I've worked hard.
Are you working?
Part-time.
Part-time? You said, do you know when the situation could go back to normal for you?
I have no idea. I don't think anybody can predict what Mother Nature is going to do.
No. We learned that lesson this year.
No, absolutely not. I've been here over 30 years now.
What's a beautiful view you've got out here.
This is the first. I always loved the water. I'm not so sure now.
No? That do that to you, will it?
It's pretty emotional.
Do you think you're not going to move, are you? You're going to stay here, or?
Would you like to buy it? It's going at a good price today. I'm a widow, and I don't have anybody to do this work for me. And you just can't do things on your own. So I don't know what the future holds.
There's people around you.
Oh, I know that. I know.
Well, good luck. Thanks for letting us trample across your lawn.
No
I
problem.
really wasn't.
You should have boots on.
I know. I've got boots in the trunk of the car, but.
We didn't have time to put them on yet, so we'll do that.
Well, Lanark's real bad. I was in there this morning.
Looking at the ark standing there alone against the flood. It's,
Yeah, I have a very good friend too. She's underwater in the Clyde too. So. Marilyn Bennett. I know, but the water's higher today. Yeah.
What can you do? All the water that was coming up, I mean.
You can't see the deck today. High, very high. It's sad too, you know, to the house right over there, that's their ground level, and the water's coming right through their patio doors.
Yeah, you're right.
They just bought there. They're new, good neighbors, new neighbors.
It's a nice welcome to the neighborhood, eh?
I said, my goodness, why didn't you ever tell me? You know, we've never had anything like
You didn't know the history at all, if this lake's ever flooded
No, as a
before?
matter of fact, well, my neighbor, I guess, Mr. Close would be here for 50 years, maybe. Red Jacqueline, he's been here, I don't know how many years. They've never seen anything like it, ever. So it's totally... People wouldn't believe it unless you saw it, and you saw it rising. Scary. Of course, Larry knows because Larry was here Monday night when it all started. But
Actually, it looks calmer now, but that's deceiving. Because what has happened, what I can see, is that because the water levels are up, it's almost dammed the little streams, so they're backed up further.
This is the calm before the storm, and that worries me. I hope it's not. You get kind of into a false sense of security.
Well, it'll be hard just to sleep at night, knowing this is out here.
No. Well, we were up all Monday night, and then Tuesday night was not too bad, and then Wednesday morning it was 5:30 when my neighbor called me and said we had come up 4 inches. And so it was massive flooding then. And the worst is yet, I mean, how are we ever going to clean this up? I mean,
The sandbags?
That's right. What do you do with it all afterwards?
going to have some nice, probably the nicest beaches in the world. We'll be competing with you.
And then the M&R will get after you for destroying fish habitat or something by stuffing sand.
I think an exception would be made, I would hope.
Oh, I would imagine.
Where have you got the sand from?
The bags were all made for us, yes, by, I guess, the township organized that. There was fellows bagging. They couldn't keep up to us, though, all the people running for sandbags, and they were tiring. And they did a wonderful job. They did. I mean, and then, of course, last night, all the volunteer firemen were out all over. Even here last night at 12 o'clock, they were putting the plastic on the top. So we hadn't got that done. And,
what is the plastic for?
Larry, vapor barrier.
Without it, you get water leaking between the bags, and then eventually that erodes bigger and bigger holes. This prevents that from happening.
Okay, sir.
Well, we should probably head back to Lanark, I guess, now, Larry.
The bridge is closed now, Larry, I just heard. Somebody said.
Yeah.
We're going to go up and visit Mr. Tate, and then we'll come back down and see you. Basically, you can go down, introduce yourself to the landowners. I was talking to her son today, and her son may be down there. I think he is, and he was the guy that said he wanted a little bit of extra help with the house. Okay?
Sure, no
and then we'll come back and see you. All right?
Yes, sir.
And there's lots of places to park there. Okay. Okay, Bomber, you follow me up this road, okay?
that's exciting. People are concerned about things like that. You know, they're worried about property values being depressed by, you know, the reality that you have to exercise good planning techniques and get yourself involved in regularized processes to make sure you're safe when you locate a property.
It was a big issue along the Ottawa River not too many years ago.
It's probably an issue all over, isn't it?
But I think many people are realizing now that there's a reason for it.
Yeah, I mean, how can you protect people and their property if they build in a place that's essentially unsafe and prone to flooding? You know, I don't have enough money personally to invest $100,000 in a house somewhere that's going to get lost in that event of a century. It might be my bad luck to be there when the sucker happens.
You won't get insurance for flooding.
You don't get insurance. I mean, you're just on your own.
Oh, anyway, Lanark will be on the map after this, I guess.
I just assumed we weren't on the map for that kind of reason, but we are.
And related to that, I was talking with Corey. Maybe you can elaborate on that. You mentioned that
the fire hazard?
Yeah, because of the ice storm. We haven't seen on camera a lot of trees damaged, but I don't think myself I saw that many trees damaged. It's unbelievable the amount of trees I saw in the region.
You've never seen that many trees. I mean, yeah, no, it's everywhere you look, it's bad. It's a real concern. I mean, you don't have to be an arborist or a tree expert to realize that there's a forest fire hazard by having a lot of dried up dead branches in the woods. And I've already been asked by the township officials to take a look at whether or not the federal government can provide an extension to the program that's already in place to help clean up. And I think
it's going to end in, what, 6 weeks from now?
Or 3 months, not sure, but it's maybe sooner than that. But I think this is a public safety issue right now. I don't want to have widespread forest fires throughout Lanark County as a result of what's gone on earlier this year. So it's more than just a question of being a make-work project or clean up a bit of a mess. It's a real hazard, and I think we have to have some foresight and deal with that. And I'd be very surprised if both provincial and federal officials looking at the situation didn't come to the conclusion that something should be done. So we'll see. Anyway, that's another challenge.
Is this what you're going to do in the next days, or what are you going to do yourself in the next days?
I'll certainly be talking to some of my colleagues, you know, when I went back in Ottawa, and ministers responsible. It's primarily the Minister of National Defense who looks at disaster relief, but also, you know, the Minister of Agriculture has shown a real interest in the problems out here, and also ministers who are responsible for this region because they live here. I think of Don Boudry and John Manley, for example. So, I mean, there are no guarantees, but I think something should be done. And I'm not sure that all the funding should come from one level of government, but somebody has to make a decision that we shouldn't risk, you know, as I say, what could be very serious fires if we have a long, hot summer. And who knows? We're not going to second-guess Mother Nature ever again around here, I don't think. We've learned that lesson this year. And this area where we are today, right now, we're in the heart of really one of the hardest hit parts of Eastern Ontario, you know, this year, the hardest hit parts of Canada. It's been rough. It took a lot of people in the ice storm time to realize that Lanark-Highlands area was having the problems it was, although it's obvious today the media has discovered the flood, and a lot of them here. But the problem is, once the waters recede, it's what you do afterwards, and when it's no longer a story, people are no longer, I don't want to say panicking, but no longer overly concerned. There are still problems to face.
The great difficulty in the aftermath of this flood, I think, will exist for those people who who've had that investment that we talked about earlier, $100,000 worth of investment, maybe your first home or your 17th home, but I mean, if you've got 100 grand invested and it's just gone down the tube, effectively, you know, just how do you recover from that? I've never lost $100,000. I don't know the answer to that question, but I can just imagine the challenge associated with that. And going back to the forest fire hazard, in my own circumstances, I took pictures of my smallest sugar bush the other day just to sort of record the extent of the work that I contemplate attempting. I don't know why I really want to record it, to tell you the truth, but it's obvious if you get the odd lightning strike in the summertime and it catches in the right spot, there's going to be one hell of a fire there. It'll burn like crazy. It'll be very, very hot indeed. Especially with some of those cedar tops that are down. Once it gets into that, it'll just go like crazy. And that forest floor in my place, you can hardly walk from one area to another. It's just simply littered. It's been pruned comprehensively. Big branches, little branches, evergreens, hardwoods, you name it. There's quite a collection there. Bloody serious. And the roadsides, of course, are just a small indication of the total problem. But if it gets started on the roadsides, gets into the forested areas or Vicky-Verky, we're all going to be up to our ears in alligators.
So are you planning on the next one, on the fire one, or maybe Larry, you can comment on that? Are you planning for that, or are you just going to?
We're hoping it won't happen. I think some of the way that we're addressing it is by having the brush crews in and cleaning it up. And the other way is to assist landowners with cleaning up their bush, particularly their access roads. Hopefully that's enough. Hopefully we get enough precipitation this summer that it doesn't become a hazard, but at least if the fire roads are open, and we have had discussions with the Ministry of Natural Resources about how to be prepared this summer, including Crown land as well as private lands.
Well, I wish everybody good luck. I guess we'll go back in our little office, and that you'll be here for months and so on. So I wish you very good luck.
Well, thanks. We appreciate your interest in it, too. It's good of you to come around.
Pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, thank you.
For more information about this program, please contact CPAC's Viewer Services at 613-364-1160.